We are going. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Eric, aka Young God, coming to you live in the Green Dungeon, giving it to you real raw rugged. And I got somebody on the other line. Let him introduce himself. Who we got here today?
What's going on? My name Kaycyy. Saying good to be on this interview. Talking to my boy Eric.
Hey man, how you doing today, man?
Doing great, man. How you?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good, man. I definitely want to start this interview off like this. Uh, not often do I say this, but hey, also who gives a shit what I gotta think. But you gonna be a superstar, bro.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
You're about to be a superstar. That's why I want to do this interview because I listened to you and I was like, oh, this guy's about to be like one of them. This nigga's finna be on commercials, bro. This nigga finna be making Target commercials where freaking everybody in the world know this nigga voice, man. And I had to catch on a little early before you was too out of them, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like you're about to be one of those ones, and I don't know, man. You got it, bro. You got it.
I appreciate that for real. You tapping in really early too. That's dope, bro.
Hey, I had to. I mean, I've seen your name, so let me talk about how I found you. So I've seen your name around and just never really checked out the music or whatnot. So as I'm doing everything and I'm seeing everything, I see Kanye is gonna drop Donda whatnot. And as he's about to drop Donda, I see I see your name on the track list. I'm like, okay, so this the KC. No. I'm lying. He didn't. It's no features on Donda yet, not. So, or it's no features listed on Donda. So I'm listening
Right.
to the song. I'm like, who is this? Who's the nigga with this pretty ass voice singing? He got a fucking silky smooth, pretty ass. Keep my spirit alive. I'm like, this nigga voice is so fucking pretty, bro. Who the hell is this nigga with this pretty ass voice? So I look and I'm like, who? I'm like, oh, this is the KC nigga. I'm like, this nigga cold. So that's my first introduction to anything related to you. So then we go to this website that I frequent. No idea if you ever heard of it. It's called KPT. It's like a little forum where they talk about music shit like that. So a nigga make a thread about you, and it's the song "Okay." It's the song. No, it's not. It's not okay. It is okay. It's you with you and Gesaffelstein. So it's you and Gesaffelstein song. And as I'm looking at the thread, the nigga wasn't a fan of the song. So I'm like, all right, let me see. Let me listen to it for myself. So I'm listening to it for myself, and everybody in the thread is like, nigga, you are tripping. This song is crazy. So I'm listening to this okay song, and it's okay, all right, okay, all right, okay. I'm like, bro. So I think what the nigga problem was who made the thread, he was hoping the drums gonna kick. I thought it was too, but I was like, who cares? Fast forward to the EP coming out. I'm like, okay, this nigga's a star, and we're here today. So I just wanted to walk you through those steps of me realizing like this nigga the one.
No, I appreciate that. That was really genuine, bro. Really like did your research.
Hey, I've been tapping in, man, from just looking at old interviews of you, and I just want to start back from I guess, from the early beginnings of me hearing that you saying that you were very interested in gospel music, right?
Yes, sir.
I love gospel music. Ain't nothing better than black gospel music. Listening to like niggas catching Holy Ghost, just singing like it's something so pure about gospel music that I feel like I don't know. It's almost like the roots of like the plantation days or something, like where they're just singing from like the bottom of their soul that you get from
Yeah,
no other genre, in my opinion.
for sure. Because even in them days, that's all they had was like them songs. So it's like,
That's my point, and I feel like a lot of gospel music, that a lot of the best gospel music comes from that pain. And when you
yeah.
think about the plantation days, a lot of pain coming back from that. So I'm curious of what struck you about gospel music that made you, I guess, really like it.
Well, I mean, yeah, obviously, like just being raised in a family that is active in the church. Like we very like at an early age, my mom would take me to church a lot, so that opened my eyes and ears to like what I really liked in church the most, which was praise and worship. So that kind of like intrigued me, like with the music, like it made everything like it sparked it. And like my first couple of songs that I even wrote were gospel songs, and I was very like tapped in with that world, and I still am very like tapped in even till today. Like I make sure to like mention a lot of gospel. That's what I've been doing. It's gospel in this album, and it's like a mixture of just like making gospel sound cool, and like that's kind of like how we did with the Donda album, you know.
You know how I know I can tell you still tapped in? I seen the vlog you did. I forget which vlog, I forget what the name of the vlog was, but it was the one where Fabio was recording his album or whatnot. And it was when the Sunday service, they went up and they started singing. And you was like, "Can I join?" I got seen it on your face. You was kind of like, "I got to get into this." And you look like you were like happy to do it or whatnot. And just to hear that, it almost brought a thug tear to my eye, man. That was beautiful to see, man. That was beautiful vocals from them and you.
Man, thank you. Yeah, that song was it was a beautiful moment to put it together. So
I think
yeah.
no, that's interesting because even going back to your childhood, you saying like you was into the church. I feel like a lot of kids, they be mad they got to go to church on Sundays. It sounded like you was wanted to go to church on Sundays.
Yeah, I was like I enjoyed it, you know. So it's like yeah, like I wanted to be involved more so on the music side. Like I used to always think about like how could I help? Maybe I could be a part of the choir. Or I could. As I started doing the music, like I got older, I wanted to even
Not
help, like do something with them or do something like write a song with the choir, like you know.
no, that's hard. And your people, they African?
Yeah, I'm African myself too. I was born there, so it's like we came here like in I think it was like 2007. That's when I came here.
What part of Africa?
Kenya.
Kenya. See, I know a lot of African people, and I know how they people are. So I can only imagine that like your mama and them probably wanted you to stay in school and probably, you know what I'm saying, do that, or were they different?
I mean, it's like that. It's like with school, going to church, like shit like that. So it's like that's all like part of like the routine and what we really have to do, you know.
Was there any big culture shock coming from Africa to America? Like, and when I mean culture shock, I mean just within the Black community. So from the African community to the Black community, because I've realized those two different communities have very two different cultures and see each other from very two different lights.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely was. I felt like it's like a deeper conversation into it. Like, it kind of felt like, I mean, it's like, oh, you come here as an African, it's like, oh, they seeing like a African American as it's like different, but it's the same. Like, oh, we look the same, or like we're supposed to be kind of the same, but it's kind of like when we first came here, it's like it kind of almost felt like it was easy. Like, you know, when you go to school, like it's easier for like a Black person to make fun of an African person,
Yeah.
rather than a white person making fun of an African person. So it kind of those are the kind of things I was noticing when I first got here. So it's like little shit like that. So it's like kind of like I guess people start like growing up and accepting that shit more when you're in like high school. Kind of like the culture, like I'll notice it, like oh you maybe I'm with some Jamaican friends that talk different. I'm with some, you know, these people that talk different. I'm with this person and this, but it's like earlier on, it's kind of I think it's tougher. It might be tougher for like younger African kids or younger people with a different culture because it's like they might feel like they gotta switch and talk different, like talk like African American would, or talk like how this person would be to be like accepted or feel like they fit in with the same color skin of person that they, you know what I'm saying, or some shit like that. But that's what I observed. I feel
It's very interesting because depending on how much of an African person's family or parents assimilated into Western culture, it really depends on how they, I feel like, react to it. Because I definitely know how the African people may be like the elders may be like, you know, like we don't want you to be like the lazy Americans or whatever, or the lazy Black people or whatever. Like I heard that so many times.
yeah. So it's like Africans have that. I don't know what the word is right now, but like that picture of like what African Americans, how they carry themselves and shit like that. So it's kind of like, oh, we don't want you to be like that or this and that. Like I feel like every African parent has said that or something like, yo, like you sagging your pants or you doing this, you know, shit like that. But you know,
So it's interesting because I feel like in America, what a lot of like suburban Black people have to go through is that they don't know how to be Black enough because they may feel too white for the Black people or too Black for the white people or whatnot. But you coming from Africa, I would assume hang around Black kids. Did you have any problems like I guess, assimilating into that culture of like African American culture, or did you fit in perfectly? Did it take time? How did that work?
I feel like it took time. Kind of started finding things in common that we do. Like, I mean, obviously it's like a little shit like sports. Then the music shit came. It's like, oh shit, started like, and I feel like I kind of like the whole American culture thing. I kind of like adapted to it quickly. Like kind of like how I talk now, like versus how I talked when I first got here. More so I had the African accent, or I don't know how to. It's like, and then also people kind of expect you to not know how to speak English, which is taught. It's like taught in school, so it's like something I already knew, but it sounded maybe like more like a British type of way, like more than it would like an American way, like saying water and saying water or something like that. So it's like little shit like that. Adapting to that.
Did you grow up playing sports?
Yeah, for sure. I try to do everything. I feel like because I feel like I did like basketball. I did track and field. Played football in middle school. I think that was pretty much it. And I like started doing music type stuff and shit like that. So
At this day, at this day, if you had to pick one that you think you would probably excel at the most, which one would it be?
what sports?
What sports?
Honestly, I probably should have stuck. Like I should have did soccer or something because I feel like that's what I was doing in Africa. But it's like when I came here, I started like getting excited with all the other sports that was going on. Like, oh shit, that's what they doing in here. And I didn't really get back at home, so it's like started learning how to. Because I never played basketball or none of that stuff before, so it was like new things. I'm like, oh shit, I'm trying to learn this, I'm trying to do that. But I think I could have excelled in that or track and field.
Gotcha.
So like,
How you at hooping?
I'm cool. I don't think I could have went to the league for that. But you know what I'm saying? Who knows, bro? Everything focused, because who knew about music?
That's a good point. So you're trying to, you know what I'm saying, get in the culture, whatnot, in sports, and I would assume music was like a big thing. Was there an artist at the time that was like popping when you came over here, or like when you really started, like who were the people, I guess, like how did you even get put onto music? Was it through friends? Was it through like the internet? Like what got you into music heavy that you like the way you are now?
Well, obviously, it goes from church to coming here to listening to like different shit, hip hop, rap, what's on the radio, this and that. Hanging out with friends, start making music with friends, seeing what they like, seeing what we like together, start writing lyrics with them, seeing how to really put a song together. Like we'll have nights like we'll just like sit there and just write lyrics. Like who will come up with like the dopest verse, like da-da-da, this and that. Performing, doing little shows back over there, like local shows. Like that was all like I can't. The first couple artists, I don't know. It's like I think obviously like the Drakes and all those type of people like were kind of starting to pop it. Like when I was my early teens, I feel like Wayne, all of them, like So it's like those influences were around, and Michael Jackson was a big one, obviously, and yeah. And then like recently, that's when I started digging deeper and start studying more. So I'm like being around the Yays and all those type of people. So it's like yeah.
Was there like a local uh like Minnesota scene at that time? Like before you started like rapping or started making music at all, was there a scene at all that inspired you?
Not really. It was not really that much going on. It was like two rappers here in the chart doing things, but they didn't really go they didn't really go far. I thought you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't that many like to be like, oh shit, I'm trying to do shit like how they doing it.
Are you kind of like the spark of that? Because I do know there was Lexi. I know she's a guy.
That's what I know because Lexi was like a part of like I guess my generation art, like, cause that's why I didn't really say there was nobody else to look up to except the people that were doing music, like people, Lexi and everybody else around. So it's like Lexi was definitely like going crazy, and she was a spark in the city too. So it's like she was bringing eyes to the city, like bringing people like Kaycyy and all those people to be like, oh, I fuck with Minnesota, and it's like certain shit like that. And
Not sure.
yeah.
definitely shout out her. God rest her soul for sure. You definitely brought a set of eyes to the city. I'm pretty sure that was very new because, like you said, you got the Kanye's, you got recently I seen Nicki shouted you out on her Instagram story. So you're bringing like crazy sets of eyes. Who was the first, I guess, big person that noticed you?
Uh, person that noticed me or like posted or like
Oh yeah, like the first person that acknowledged you to the point where you was like, "Oh, that's crazy." That you remember off the top of your head.
um I think it probably has to be Ye. Like you know what I'm saying. We did like my name on a list or something like that. That was like that's when people started like, well, who is this kid or something like that. So I think that was the first big like, oh, who's this person? Yeah.
You know what year that was?
Uh, I don't know. I want to maybe late 20, or late 2019. I don't know. Some,
And then
it was
fast.
early on, very early on when we was working on the album.
So okay, I was gonna go there. So you said early on when you was working on the album, working on Donda album or working on your album?
Donda.
So Donda was being worked on since early 2020.
I think yeah, early 2020 or late 2019, something like that.
Okay, okay. So
Because
being in
when it about 21 or 22, I don't know.
21.
Yeah, so yeah, early 2020 or late 2019.
So at that point, had you had I know it's like the biggest artist you worked with, but had you had worked with any type of creative process like that, or was that different from any type of creative process versus
It
what
was
you've been doing?
any creative process.
Say it again.
It was different.
Mm. Did you take anything from that like that you can apply to your creative process, or is it just so different that you can't even apply that to you?
Yeah, I've taken a lot, like from it. Learned a lot. So,
What's the most influential thing you think that has probably helped you?
just
Mm.
structure, and like perfection. Working on something more than once.
Well, no, I do think that the structuring of the EP you just put out definitely is very different than I feel like something that you've done. And I feel like Gesaffelstein, I'm saying his name right? I'm saying
Yeah,
Gesaffelstein. You and Gesaffelstein, it seemed like y'all, excuse me, seemed like y'all got like crazy chemistry. Did you meet him through a Donda session? Like, how did you even meet, bro?
uh, it was uh, it was through Donda. Like that's how we both worked on it. But it was set up um after the album was finished. We linked up in New York. That was like our first link up, and yeah, it's like we did all those songs in like 24 hours. The ones that did, we did some more in Paris that haven't came out. So it's like we're still doing stuff and still working for sure. Like he's gonna be a part of this album that I'm doing now.
No, for sure. I mean, because the single, I think the first single was okay. And listening to that, when y'all made it, was it intended to be like have any drums, or was it like, oh no, we're gonna do like a tease and just not have a drop at all?
First, it wasn't. Yeah, I don't think it was ever gonna. We talked about drums a couple of times, but then it never had drums, and that was like the original idea I think from the jump. And we were just like, damn, should we do this? Second guessing because obviously we did have people that would tell us to put drum or maybe it would sound better with drums or we'll do this. But it felt like not having drums is the different way, and it's like a new wave.
I think the EP is so cool because the three songs on there are very different from okay, it's like the no drums, you're expecting for it to drop, but it's still fire. Then the sun, I feel like that's like the smash hit off of the EP. That's just such a beautiful song. And then you close it out with just like an eerie, I don't know, I feel like I'm gonna get chased down with like Jason or Freddy or something. Like it's such a like scary, just instrumental, but with like beautiful lyrics. So it's kind of like the dichotomy between the two, where it's like this is spooky, but it's also beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts, man. it's crazy when you put it together like that for sure. Now those sounds is crazy. That's why like the self-esteem is crazy with the those cinematic sounds and just like taking you there, painting that picture, you know?
No, like the like you said, the cinematic sound of the outro is beautiful because it sounds like I don't know, it sounds like the niggas like in the chair on Get Out and he's crying and you think he's trapped forever. Like I feel like that should be the music over that scene because it's such a haunting thing, but it's beautiful lyrics throughout of it. So I feel like that was kind of an interesting way to, kind of just toy between like, like hell and heaven almost kind of. It was very interesting. And yeah, for sure. The Sun though. I feel like that's the one where it's like, okay, this is a song that's gonna make this nigga a billionaire. Like that's the one, right? That song is crazy. Making that song, did you know that was like this is
Uh,
insane?
I mean, I didn't know that in the moment, but I think after the song was finished, it felt like the one that was like definitely. I was like, oh, this the one the radio hit or something like that. That's what we were starting to say. So if that's what it kind of felt like, and it's crazy that it's getting that much. The good reception is getting back and stuff.
Song is fire, and it's the fact that you said it could be put on the radio. It does because you ever hear an album and it's like, okay, these are the songs that's intended for the radio, like they're okay. It wasn't that. Like this is like this could be on the radio, but this is also really good. I would say like a Silk Sonic with Bruno and Anderson .Paak or whatever. It's like these songs
Mm.
are definitely going to be on the radio, but these songs are also really good compared to a nigga making an album where it's like, okay, this is like his love song portion of the album, and this shit kind of sucks, but it's meant for the radio. That wasn't the Sun. You know what I'm saying? The Sun is the way you're, like I said, your voice is just such a addicting with the I want the stars, the moon, the world. If you bring me the sun, like that shit is beautiful, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just I don't know, bro. You got some beautiful shit going on. I don't know if you really understand. You got some really beautiful shit going on.
I really appreciate it, Ryan. Thank you, bro.
Very, very good. But yeah, so I seen a tweet also, speaking of that EP. I don't know if you were referencing the EP, but this is last year. You said that Gesaffelstein you're gonna make an album with him. Were you referencing the EP or are you guys making a separate album from the EP?
It was initially gonna be more um of the album of us together. Then I was gonna come with the my album, but we just decided to do that playlist first, and then save the other songs probably for this album that's gonna come out. And it's gonna probably be more hands on at like the near ending of the album, like on making sure it's transitioning right, the right kind of sounds is taking me to that is just leading and painting that picture, that story the right way, and it's flowing the right way, you know.
Hey, I can't wait for the album. That My Jeans snippet that you had posted on Twitter
Yeah,
sounds insane. Sounds ridiculous. Is that song finished or are you still working on that?
yeah, that one's pretty much done. That's like it's gonna definitely be album material. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be like a taste of that, like the quality of sounds is gonna be on there for sure.
How far are you done with the album?
I want to say 80%, but it's like always everything else just like fine tuning everything and make sure everything's like just waiting for the right time. And it's still we're still feeding people these packs. Like so like the Gesaffelstein, that was a pack. I'm dropping another pack. Like it's called like the Gutty pack. It's called Get Used to It. So it's gonna be like a couple more songs on there, and that should get people like enough time, like just get ready for the main thing, you know.
Okay. I can't wait, man. You a cool nigga too, man. You know what I'm saying, man? Like you make me want to cheer for you even more. So I can't wait to hear the album. I can't wait to hear what you got cooking up next. I don't want to keep you for too long, man. If you got anything else you want to say to the people out there, man, please let it be known.
Nah, thank you for having me, bro. Thank you for taking your time. And yeah, for the people, just get used to it. That's it. Like it's coming. Oh yeah, a single's coming too. When is this interview coming?
Probably today. Drop it today, bro.
Uh, well, I can't really say the date yet, but yeah, a single's coming before the pack, so get ready for that.
Get on really soon, basically. Gotcha, gotcha,
Like,
gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. What's it, man? I'm gonna be ready for it. For everybody watching right now, appreciate you guys. Until next time, I say what I mean what I say. Haters gonna hate, players gonna play, and you guys holler at your boy.